Du 28 février au 2 mars 2014 s'est déroulé l'International Video Game Cup au Palais des Congrès de Cannes. Le rendez-vous annuel du versus fighting avec des jeux phares de la discipline. Marvel vs Capcom 3, King of Fighters 13, Soul Calibur 5 et bien sûr Super Street Fighter 4. Des joueurs du monde entier sont venus pour tenter de remporter le titre européen, tels que les Américains de l'équipe Empire Arcadia, Dieminion, TriForce, le Mexicain Bala, ainsi que Razer Xian de Singapour, le plus jeune champion du monde de l'Evo. Étaient aussi présents les Français Alioun, Luffy, Gagapa, Tupac, Valmaster. Une des grosses performances du tournoi Street Fighter 4 revient justement à Valmaster. Invincible en tournoi team, il élimine à lui tout seul les équipes concurrentes. Quant au tournoi solo, il a été remporté par le joueur anglais Problemix contre son compatriote Ryan Hart. La troisième place revient à notre représentant français Gagapa. L'histoire pourrait s'arrêter là, mais elle continue avec une montée à Paris de l'équipe Empire Arcadia avec TriForce et Dieminion, Xian, Bala et le français Valmaster. L'occasion pour eux de participer à un match retour à la cool et surtout à Game One. Visite des locaux, tournoi amical, une après-midi de détente. On en a profité pour recueillir leurs impressions sur l'IVGC.
I had a great time in Cannes. I always have a great time in Cannes. I like the weather. The people is always really nice. So I had a really good time this weekend.
I think there are many high-level players that went there from different states of Europe, and the general level has become higher compared to the last time I came to the Amsterdam for another tournament in Europe. So I had a lot of problems here, but the organization, everything was going really well. Just the competitors got really hard.
And you know, IVG brings all of Europe into one area, so you have the highest level of competition within the entire country, and that's a definitely good way to start and test your ability.
I've been to Cannes International Video Game Cup for the last 5 years, since 2010, and I think every year I come, the level gets higher and higher. And this is actually the first time Europe in general was able to defend Europe.
The Cannes tournament for the International Video Game Cup was an excellent display of how far Europe has come in terms of esports and competitive gaming as a whole.
They played different characters than the people in New York, and I like to challenge myself and see if I can keep up with players from around the world. And I know Europe really has a lot of potential, so I like coming here to test the competition in Europe.
Well, the tournament in the US and the tournament in Europe are almost the same. The United States has a more dynamic community as opposed to the French or the UK, which is they started slightly behind. But in terms of the coverage, if you look at like what you guys are doing, MTV Game One, we don't have that in the United States. So you guys are doing an excellent job covering it. So in terms of production and what you guys are doing to help the scene grow, I'm very happy. I love to see this type of stuff happen.
I think French players like Alioun, Luffy and Tupac, a lot of different, is now on par with the rest of the world. You know, like Japan is always like a little bit on the top, while the rest of the world I think is on the same standard. Yeah.
In general, Alioun is obviously, he's not a slouch. He's like the best French player, but Luffy is another really strong player. Gagapa is another really strong player from the past, and I think the player that impressed me the most this weekend was Valmaster, because before this year or a few months ago, I haven't really heard of him. I know he was a cross-second player from last year, and he did really well in that tournament, but I think this tournament in Street Fighter 4, his Chun-Li really like turned a lot of heads, and he really brought the spotlight on him, so he earns a lot of my respect.
The French competitive scene, you know, guys like Valmaster, guys like Alioun, these guys are at their highest level in the world in terms of competitive gaming. The characters that they use and the skills that they display can rival even against Japan and Korea. I've seen these guys play at EVO, I've seen these guys play in other areas of competitive gaming. They are formidable foes. They can compete against the US and they can compete against Japan. So it's definitely a good place for high-level players to come and compete. You know, that's why you see Dominion here almost every year. You know, he definitely loves to come here and compete against the high-level players.
IVGC avec vous, donc merci à vous. Et on vous dit à mardi prochain. Gros bisous.
Ciao, ciao. Ciao.